Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Riley Foster, Foster's Custom Steel. My YouTube channel is Welding by Riley Foster. And you are looking at an empty space under my shelter where the Bronco used to sit. Some may think I sold it. I did not. At one time, I was going to sell that little Bronco, and I'm glad I didn't. I decided to keep it. I'm going to wheel around here and show you. I've been working on it. I can show you a lot of stuff I've done. You better have some money to work on a project. Man, everything is so expensive nowadays. But I think I like what I see so far. And I'll give you a rundown on all I've done. I started out with all brakes. It had to have brake shoes on the back and wheel cylinders. It had to have rotors on the front, or excuse me, calipers on the front, brand new brake lines. And when I tried to take the brake lines off, of course, they broke. So I had to get my neighbor's flaring tool and flare the brake lines and get those straight. And the last problem was the radius arms under here. Right there, you see those brand new parts underneath there. I can't see real good because I'm not laying down in the asphalt. But anyway, this is the little Bronco that I had wanted to fix for so long. And I decided to go ahead and jump on it. I got some Walmart seat covers. Actually, the seats cleaned up really good. I took an upholstery cleaner and cleaned them, but this one had a tear in it, and I thought, well, they weren't terribly expensive. I think 30 bucks or something like that for a set of seat covers. And I haven't tied them on yet. I just got them stretched on there. But I pulled it out of there mainly because it runs really good now. But new tires, really nice tires. Went a couple of sizes bigger to fill up that fender well. Good looking tread on them. Nice and aggressive. Did my gates. I love these gates. Mounted my mirrors on it. That is red oxide primer. I'm going to do the roll bars in that red primer also. And down this edge right here, I'm going to go ahead and touch that up. But I did my drop gate, and I'll hook. I haven't got it buckles on it yet, but I'm going to put some chains on it so it'll drop down without bending or tearing up the side of the back of the little Bronco. But check out the little buckles that I did. Yeah, how cool is that? So, and there's a socket laying right there. I do not want to lose that. I have to grab that before I put this thing back. But yeah, this little, kind of hard to look through the camera and do this. Yeah, that thing works out great. And my mirrors, I had these, well, since 2011. I just cleaned them up and brought this tab up high enough off the gate so that I can mount those on it. I think the gates really turned out really good. And the shape of this little Bronco is just kick butt. The body's nice and straight. There's a couple of little dents, one in the back corner. But I am going to, enjoy this. I'm going to take it out on cool evenings, get some fresh air. I'm going to make a vinyl top for it. Two of them. One's going to be the little bikini top or whatever they call it that stops from there just to the back of the roll bars. And then I want one that will drop and cover the back seat also. So without further ado, listen to this motor on this thing. How about that? No knocks, pegs, pings. I do have a vacuum leak because it runs high idle, and I have yet to find it. I've been looking for it. I will find it. I just haven't found it yet. All of the instruments work except the oil pressure, and that's just an oil sending unit that has not been hooked up. The story is back in 2011, 12, 13, somewhere along in there, I got this and I traded it for some artwork for my brother. He had it, didn't need it, didn't want it. So I decided to get it from him. I chopped it, and the motor had a either a bad piston or something. So I got another Bronco really cheap. The motor had been rebuilt, so we took the motor out of it. I had a guy, we bartered for the labor. I did some body work for his 65 Chevrolet, and he put the motor in the Bronco. Well, I did all of my work. He picked up the Chevrolet truck, and he didn't finish the job. So I had it towed here, and it's set for 12, 13, 14 years. And it just got covered up with nasty, and I was busy and never got around to it. So I'm glad I did now. I was going to sell it. I was going to sell it for $1,000. And I'm really glad that I did not. So I'm going to put this on pause a second and show you some of the stuff that I've done under here. You know, most of you guys that know anything about these little Broncos, 2.9 liter fuel injected V6. It's a small V6, and these Bronco 2s were notorious for rolling over. But I've taken all the top weight off. I took the top off, all the insulation, the carpet, the windows, the hatchback, the roof. So we took, well, I guess probably 400 or 500 pounds off of this little buggy. So I would think that that would help out and lower the center weight of gravity and make it less likely to turn over. I used to drive a Jeep, so I know how to drive it without worrying about it turning over. But I removed heater and heater box. I think I showed that in one video previous. You don't need a heater when there ain't no windows and doors and top. So that's gone. Air conditioner's gone, obviously, same reason. I put new belts on it, new radiator cap. The water pump was leaking, I had to fix it, and I'm sure there's going to be more gaskets along the way that come up leaking. I mean, it's set for well over a decade. But it's dry, no oil leaks, power steering pump works, alternator's charging. I did put a new master cylinder on it, and I had new shocks put on the front when they did the radius arms. I had a garage do that because, man, I did not want to lay on my back and try to get those things out. So they had a lift. They did it a couple of hours. It would have taken me a couple of days and probably lost what religion I have. So I'm glad I did that. But I think there's another thing. I noticed that when I was working on this, I had to get these bolts. They left the exhaust bolts off. They left the motor mount bolts off. The air box was off. This fender inliner fender well was off. So I had to get a new battery and new wipers. Cleaned the windshield up real good. It did fine. I glued me on a new rear view mirror. So I'm thinking this is going to be a really fun buggy. Me and my wife will go out on a nice cool evening, enjoy some of that fresh breeze, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, I want to make it roadworthy. I did get tags. I want to make it roadworthy so I don't have to worry about breakdown or whatever. I always take tools with me on an old vehicle. But I got the tags for it last week, and I cannot believe they charged me a late fee. It hadn't been tagged since 2010. They charged me a late fee to get the tags. They charged me $900 tax. No, excuse me, it valued at $900. I don't think so. I mean, to me it does, but not book value as far as what they price taxing on. So it wound up costing me $200 to get the tags. So as of right now, I'm about $2,000 in this little buggy. So with all of the work I've done to it, new tires and battery, and not counting any of my labor, but parts, and there's going to be more parts, I guarantee you. Like I said, all the brakes, I put all new brakes on it. Brakes are not important until you need to stop, and then they become the most important. Guys, reach down there and give me a like and a share and a thumbs up and all the good stuff. If you know anything about these little Broncos, I'll take any information face value, at heart, whatever you want to call it. I need, somebody told me that if there's a vacuum leak, the four-wheel drive will not work. I don't know that much about these little buggies. I'm going to. I've got a book. I have to do some reading up, and I'll go to YouTube. And on YouTube, you always watch 10 people. You know, 2 or 3 missing an arm, one guy's blind, the other one. So you watch 10 people. 2 or 3 are good. The others, you just take it at face value and say, okay. You know, you don't want to take advice from Lefty with one eye, unless he's, well, giving you advice on something that he knows a little more about than me. But again, this little Bronco, I'm going to have a good time with it now that I've got it running. Wanted to do a video on it and show you where it was at. My brother Randy, thank you. I'm gonna have a good time out of this thing, I hope, without too much more cost. The body is straight as a needle. I had to do a little bit of repair work, a little rust, but I did fiberglass patching on it. I was going to do olive drab green, but I gotta say, I just like it red. I might just keep it flat. I don't want to polish. I don't want to clean and scrub and try to shine anything up and make it look pretty. I think it looks just fine the way it is. Be a great little ride to go out in the evening. Guys, remember, always give thanks and have a great day.